Hello and good afternoon to all. At the outset, I would like to thank SIA-India for having me here in this inaugural session of this very important and timely conference on emerging trends in the field of satellite communications. Satellite communication systems have long been a crucial part of the communication infrastructure. The satellite communication technologies have seen a paradigm shift, and day by day, the advancement in this sector is competing with the quality and efficiency offered by the terrestrial, wireless, and wireline networks. The presence and reach of satellite communication network in the remotest areas is one of its biggest advantage and is still tough to beat till date. With an increasing demand on high data rates, capacities, and wireless connectivity requirements in both personal and business and enterprise level, in almost all geographic regions and industrial sectors, the wireless communication landscape in general is undergoing a major transition. Aiming at an interoperable and unified solution to all these demands in the long run, transitions at both the technology as well as the infrastructure and service levels are expected. 5G and IoT are some of the major industry initiatives in this direction. To support this transition as an important complement, traditional communication satellites are going through major technology level changes across their GEO, geostationary Earth orbit, and NGSO, non-geostationary orbit launches. The satellite communication industry is evolving as evidenced by numerous trends that one can expect to see on the horizon in near future. The increase in small satellites, the use of low Earth orbit, launches on reusable rocket launch vehicles, and new use cases for 5G and the Internet of Things are some of the most important developments to watch. The perception that satellite technology is incapable of providing low latency connectivity is beginning to change. Various companies like OneWeb, SpaceX, etc. are now in the planning and testing stages for deploying far greater numbers of satellites into LEO that will enable them to move into a largely untapped area for the technology, providing low latency broadband with pervasive connectivity. By addressing the needs of applications requiring more bandwidth and lower latency, this kind of development can have a positive effect on the telecom industry as well. The NDCP 2018 also emphasizes on strengthening the satellite communication technologies and landscape in India by reviewing the regulatory regime, making available new spectrum bands, aiding adoption of new technologies and systems such as NGSO satellite systems, enhance and support role of satellite communication systems in disaster management and public protection and disaster relief, PPDR, streamlining administrative processes for different clearances for deployment of satellite communication systems, promote local manufacturing, and enhance participation of private players in the landscape, and so on. So, Telecom Engineering Center that I am heading, being the technological arm of DOT and responsible for formulating standards and specifications for different technologies, has always been on the forefront for taking up development of standards for new technologies and equipment in the satellite communication domain as well. TEC has published more than 60 standards for different satellite communication equipment and systems, including satellite subsystems, modems, amplifiers, earth station antennas, etc., in different frequency bands. TEC has also published standards for different satellite communication services and networks, such as those for VSAT-based mobility services, which covers the technical requirements for in-flight and maritime connectivity, IFMC services, and the recently published revised version of the standard for fixed satellite services and broadcast satellite services networks, which has added new frequency bands for FSS services, revised the antenna sizes for different kinds of networks, and has included parameters to focus on interference-free operation while removing the limit on data rates for the different networks. So this is an important milestone as far as standards for FSS and BSS is concerned, and it has been greatly appreciated by the industry. TEC is also currently working on formulation of a new standard for NGSO satellite communication networks, and consultation for the same will commence shortly. TEC is also involved in awarding approvals to new satellite communication solutions and products such as IoT platforms based on satellite backhauls, which had applications in monitoring phishing operations, etc. TEC is fully poised to fulfill its role in the fast-changing landscape of satellite communications with the advancements in technologies such as advent of 5G, proliferation of IoT-based solutions, and encourages the industry and stakeholders to participate in its standard development activities. Today's conference, as I was browsing through the agenda, has a very impressive lineup of eminent and distinguished panelists, and I'm sure some very useful insights are expected to emerge out of today's discussion. TEC looks forward to actively working with each and every member of SIA-India, and we seek your full support and active contribution to our standards development work in this domain. Thank you very much.